Hi, in this tutorial we'll be looking at operators that we can use in the PHP language. We've already worked with one operator, and that was the assignment operator. We've used that in previous tutorials. So the assignment operator we use to assign a value to variable. So for example, we might create a variable called number, and we'll assign that a value of 5. So we say number equals 5. Okay, so the equal sign is an assignment operator. But there are different math operators that we can use. There are other assignment operators that we can also use, as well as conditional and logical operators, which we'll look at later on. Today we'll look at math operators and assignment operators, as well as operator precedence. Okay, so to start with, we have a variable here called number, which is equal to 5. So what we could do is we could increase the number 5. We could add to it. So we could say something like $number equals $number plus 4. Okay, and so we have the number variable here, which is assigned a value of 5. And then here we're saying number equals number plus 4. So 5 plus 4, which becomes 9. And to test that, we could just echo that out. So we could say echo $number. And we could go and test that in Chrome. Load the page, and there we go. We've got 9. Okay, so that is the addition operator, plus. Okay, now we've got other math operators that we can use, like subtract. So we could use the minus or subtract operator there. And so now we have 5 minus 4, which if we run that, refresh the page, we get 1. Okay, the next one, is the multiplication operator. So to multiply one number by another, and that is a star. So we've got 5 times 4. We'll save that. With refresh, we should get 20. There we go. And there's also the divide operator. So 5 divided by 4. So that's just a forward slash. And then we get 1.25. Okay, so 4 goes into 5 once with 0.25 left over. One other math operator that we can use is called the modulus operator, which is a percent sign. So what it will do is it will divide, so you'll have 5 divided by 4, but it will return the remainder from that division. So 5 divided by 4, well, 4 goes into 5 once with a remainder of 1. So if we do 5 modulus 4, we should get a remainder of 1. So save and refresh, and there we go, we've got 1. Okay. You can also do math, so you can use math operators in the actual assignment of a value to a variable. So you can do something like, so we'll delete this third line here. You can do something like number equals 5 plus 4 in the actual assignment of that, in the actual variable declaration. So we can declare the variable number here, and we can assign it a value which is 5 plus 4, so 9. Okay, so save and refresh that, we get 9. There are some other, so those are the math operators. There are some assignment operators apart from the this assignment operator here, the equal sign. There are some other operators that we can use, such as plus equals. So if we just change this, we have number equals 5. Before we had $number equals $number. So we've got number equals number plus 4, which would make 9. So that's what we had before. What we can actually do to shorten this is we can do number plus equals 4. So plus equals together. It's basically the equivalent of saying number equals number plus 4, or add 4 to this variable. So we've got number plus equals 4, which makes 9. Save, refresh, and we've still got 9 there. And you can do the same thing with subtract as well. So you can go minus equals, so that gives 1. You can do multiply equals, and so save, refresh, get 20. And you can do division equals. All right, so get the point. It's exactly the same as what we were doing before, but it's much shorter. Rather than writing number equals number plus 4 or divided by 4, we're just doing number plus equals or divide equals, multiply equals, subtract equals. Okay, so you can actually also do that with the modulus as well. So you can do percent equals as well. All right, so that's pretty cool. Another thing that you can do is, say if you have this number variable here and it's assigned a value of 5 and you want to increase that by 1. Okay, so we can increase or increment a number by 1. So we can do number plus plus, which is basically the same as saying number plus 1. All right, so we get 6. And same with minus minus, we can do that as well. So that will decrease by 1. So we get 5 minus 1 equals 4. All right, so just increment and decrement. Okay, another thing that we'll look at in this tutorial, the last thing that we'll look at, is something called operator precedence. So basically, what gets calculated first. So multiplication should be done before addition. But the way that you arrange a statement can give you a different answer. So, for example, I'll delete this line here on line 3, and we'll use the number variable, but we'll make it a little bit different this time. So, what we could have is something like number equals 2 plus 4 multiplied by 3. Okay, so what is the answer going to be here? Well, let's find out. So we've got 2 plus 4 times 3. All right, save that, refresh, we get 14. Okay, so you might have been expecting it to do 2 plus 4, which makes 6, and then multiply that by 3 to get 18. All right, but we didn't get the number 18, we got the number 14. So what it's actually done is it's done the multiplication first. All right, so multiplication has precedence over addition. So multiplication has come first. It's 4 times 3, which is 12, and then 2 has been added on there last. So multiplication should always be done before addition. All right. So one way of remembering this is something you might have heard in maths, which is BODMAS, BODMAS. So brackets, orders, which is powers and roots, division and multiplication, and addition and subtraction, so BODMAS. So that's the order that calculations must be done in maths. So brackets first, then orders, then division and multiplication, and lastly addition and subtraction. So what we could do if we wanted to get 2 plus 4, which is 6, and then multiply that by 3 to get 18, rather than doing 4 times 3 and then adding 2, if we wanted to fix this up, what we could do is use brackets instead. So we can do 2 plus 4 in brackets and then multiply all of this, so 2 plus 4 by 3. All right, so save that and we refresh, and now we get 18 instead of 14. All right, so just remember to use brackets where you need to use brackets, and remember the precedence of different operators. What you can also do is go onto the PHP.net manual, and there's a list here of operator precedence. Okay, so you can see here that multiplication, division, modulus come before addition and subtraction. Okay, and it's also got all of those other examples here that we looked at, like plus equals, minus equals, multiply equals. Okay, so that page on the PHP manual talks about operator precedence and gives you a list there. All right, that's all for this tutorial. In the next tutorial, we'll look at conditional and logical operators, and how we can use those in things like if statements to test condition. All right, thanks for watching.